I got one thumbs up. That's awesome. Two. Three people watching. That's awesome. All right. I didn't see how many people were watching. I'm the Mainly digger. If you don't know, you probably already do. If you feel like talking, chat. You got any questions? Let me know. You want to know about Maine? Ask me about Maine. Pretty much know everything, almost everything about the Kennedy States in Chambersburg, or just about me. Let me know. Lost somebody. They didn't want to hear it. There we go. I'm just figuring this thing out. I'm sorry. We got Terry C from London. That's awesome. B3 Relic Recovery. How you doing? Detecting a Holic. What's that? Another day. How you doing? Detect. Already did that. Detect a Holic. I'm in PA. I'm in Chambersburg right now. I'm from Maine. I'm in the Army, so I'm stationed here. Terry C did some mud lurking on the River Thames. That's another place I want to go to is just to walk on the River Thames. I've watched so many videos on it. Yeah, so I guess I'll do my backstory again. I'm in the military. I've been in the military for 17 years. I've been all over. And even before the military, I grew up mostly in Maine, but I spent some time in Michigan, some time in Arizona. I was born in California. It was more of a pit stop for my parents, but I was born there, so I can count that. But yeah, I'm mostly from Maine. I grew up in Monmouth, which is close to the middle, but I have a house in Waterville, and my family's in Waterville. My wife and two kids at my house, so I'm kind of here alone, but I'm only here for a couple more months. Anything else? So a couple of my videos today, I did a video about the Kennedy States. Kennedy States is in Chambersburg. It was once owned by Judge James Kennedy, and he's kind of a big figure in Chambersburg history, and his sons too. It's the estate itself has been owned by some of the most prominent figures in Chambersburg, and it's just been fun to go out and see or to do research on it. I love research before, but I like it even more now. Chambersburg's an interesting place in general. It just is, especially history wise. The burning of Chambersburg, that was the American Civil War. What are you hunting with? Oh man, I just got a bounty hunter Trekker 4, man. I want to get an upgrade, but right now my financial situation is I'm gonna get an upgrade. I have to figure out what's in my finances. The biggest thing is finances. I'm not drained and I'm not drowning, but I need my finances are very nil. And Where'd you go? Do you know B3 Relic Recovery? Where'd you go to? What camp did you go to? Or what lake were you on? That's the easiest way to find your way around Maine is what lake you're on. Maine has so many lakes; it's incredible. Vermont and New Hampshire. I've been in New Hampshire. Actually, my reserve army base is in New Hampshire. It's in dang, what's it called? I forgot what it's called. It's near Manchester. How goes it, Ozarks? It's another day, man. How you doing? I first time live feed. See how this goes. I want to try it. I got nothing better to do today, so I figure whatever. Drink some road sodas. Yeah, there's a bunch of there's all sorts of different summer camps in Maine. Like it's amazing. Like Maine's an amazing place to go and visit and even to stay. Yeah, for detectors, I'm really looking into a Garrett Ace 150 or another bounty hunter, an upgrade to the bounty hunter. But I really don't know right now. Like especially with my finances, it's something else. Ozarks, it's good to talk to you. It is. I love talking to people. I love YouTube. I get to speak and people listen to me. How much you selling the AT Pro for? Probably not $90. Hey, Jackpot. Hey, Lost Things. How you doing? You guys got any questions for me? Like, I can talk. I can talk about myself forever. I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Um, other places I've lived. Other places I've lived in Florida when I was younger, Jacksonville, Florida. Both my parents from the Navy. Um, I've California. Um, I was born in Oceanside, California, or not Oceanside, Balboa, but like my parents lived in Oceanside. Actually, my dad's from Michigan, Saginaw, Michigan. There's actually a street named after us, Clooney Street. My great grandfather owned the property, and then the state bought it, or something like that. It was, but we were there. We lived there. I don't think there's any Clooney's on that street anymore, though. So yeah, tomorrow I'm going to the Kennedy Estates again. That's what it. Mondays and Tuesdays are my days off, so those are the days I get to go out and actual metal detect. And if the weather permits, tomorrow's supposed to be rainy. It's supposed to be rainy here, so where do I metal detect? I metal detect mostly in Pennsylvania. Like in the summer times, I'll go out to the state parks. The state parks I can metal detect, but mostly in Chambersburg, especially with the Kennedy Estates. The luckily enough, the property owner is really cool with me going out and metal detecting and doing all this stuff. It's a big estate. It is like is too big for one person. So I got a lot. I got a lot to deal with. Um, but yeah, Pennsylvania's metal detecting, or just in general, Pennsylvania's a pretty good state. An amazing state. Um, interesting. A lot of history. Um, yeah. So I'm like, unfortunately, I'm like done in Pennsylvania on June 1st, and I'm heading back to Maine. So hopefully, I'll be able to keep my channel. I have enough time to keep my channel going and do Maine things like go detecting in Maine or go to some of the forts that are there and sea forts or go to the coast. The coast is beautiful. Oh yeah, PA's loaded with relics, all sorts of stuff, and from different periods, different time frames, different centuries. Like that, like Maine has it too, but like definitely PA has more cultural history, I guess. Andrew Harrison. How's New Zealand? I always wanted to go to New Zealand. I'm gonna butcher your name, so I'm just gonna call you Cyborg, all right? Uh, it's Cyborg IKUA Detectorist. I love supporting people on YouTube. I don't want to butcher your name. I'll make myself look like an ass. I don't like doing that. Or I'll make your name. I like butcher names. I'm sorry. Metal Shark Sharks Sunrise State. Yeah. Cyber, that works. Easy enough. Cyber, man. Let's see. Where else have I been? New Hampshire. I've been in New Hampshire. California. Like I said, I've been in a lot of places in California. Um, Michigan, Jacksonville, Vermont, or Virginia. I've lived in Virginia for a while. I was real young, though. I've never been to New York. I've been through New York. Like my sister lived in New York, and I stayed there overnight. She was near Brockport. She went to college there. Like I stayed there for one night. I stayed at her house. We went to a bar or pub, and then I left the next morning. Texas, lived in Texas for a long time, too long. Agreed. New York's fun to live or fun to visit. That's Arizona. I lived in Arizona. Tucson's the same way. It is a blast to visit. Like when I was 21, I went to over 21 bars on my birthday. But like it is, Tucson's not a fun place to live. Never been to North Carolina. Never been to North Carolina. Best find yet is uh, uh, best find is probably the tankard, the silver tankard that I found earlier. I don't know if I took it off because I didn't. I took the video off, but it's on my Facebook like page. The picture. It's a tankard or a cup. It doesn't look like a cup anymore because it's smashed, but it has a design on it, and it's from the either 17th or 18th century. Probably my best find. Um, or well, okay. Here's a story about. So I was stationed in Massachusetts for about a month at Fort Devens. During World War II, Fort Devens was a POW camp for German and Italian soldiers. They had a quarry there. They have two quarries there. So I got permission to go on this part of the military post and go detect. And I found the shovel. I didn't find anything, but I found the shovel. So I took it to the local historical society because I found some other things and I was trying to find like better places to go. And just talking back and forth, and they're like, "So what else have you found?" I'm like, "I found a shovel." And so I got the shovel. They wanted to see it, and the historian like got all excited, and he's like, "Are you going to keep this? Are you going to keep this?" And I was like, "Not really, because I really was going to toss it or use it for scrap." And he's like, "Oh no, this is can we keep it at the museum?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why, man? Okay." And he's like, he went on about the rivets on and how the rivets date the shovel and how it's a shovel from that time period because you can tell by the rivets. And he's like, "Oh, you know this," and I was like, "You can keep it. It's a shovel to me, man. It's cool, but like yeah, you can keep it." And I guess so. That's like a find that it always stays in my mind, I guess. I've never hunted in the mountains of Vermont. I've only been through Vermont. Yeah, the Tankard Cup was pretty cool because I like that was here in Chambersburg, and the property I'm at borders, or the property I'm working on borders the soccer field slash gun range, 20s, or the army gun range that I was detecting, that I got kicked off on. So it's like it's the same property. At one time, it was owned by the same people, and that's the same place I found the cup, but just in a different spot. And it I don't know, it was just cool. Like it was just in a trashy spot. Like I found so much junk and trash, but then I pull this thing up and I'm like, oh, that's a cool design, and like I found out it's pretty freaking cool. IB3 relics. Good night, man. Yeah. See, the archaeologists here are actually the historical society. It's weird because I'm like, oh, I have this great find, and they're like, oh, make sure you document it, and then I'll never hear from them again. Like I have their email, and I've been emailing them and trying to contact them about this stuff, especially at the estate, because it's like it's historical stuff, and they don't. They're like, ah, all right, cool. Let me know about it, and like, they're like, oh, document it on a map, and I'll send them the map, and I won't hear anything about it ever again. So I'll take what I get. I give most of the stuff I find back to the property owner. Um, and they don't really ask for it, but they just want to know. But yeah, so trying to think. I'm probably most. Oh, okay. I'm taking a couple weeks or 2 weeks off. Actually, this month I'm so excited. Starting the 18th, and I'm going to try to get around, but I'm mostly going to be at the Kennedy Estates. Um, I want to go to Gettysburg just to see. I've been there once on a tour, but I want to go see like the state of Maine sites. My Civil War find, I haven't really found any Civil War stuff yet. I like that was like my main goal, my main bucket lister when I come to Pennsylvania is to find something Civil War like, and I haven't yet. I want to find at least a bullet or something like that. But it's like I'm excited to go find some Civil War stuff. But yeah, I really want to go to Gettysburg again and like see it on my own. I was kind of on a tour, so I couldn't like go off and like just check stuff out. I would jackpot. I'd have to agree with you. If they ban metal detecting, I mean, they can't check every part of the woods and outdoors. So, but I mean, I don't know. Lost things. That's true. Like I've only seen it once or twice, where like I saw another metal detector, and then I go to a spot that I've been looking at, and there's holes just everywhere. Like it's trash, and you're like, really? How hard is it to bury what you just dug up? My favorite place is a stream. I love streams or creeks or rivers, to go hunting because it's fun. Like it just is. Like you can go on the bank or you can go in the water. You can go. You get sick of it. You just go either magnet fishing, or if you're a fisherman, you go just regular fishing. Or you go swimming. Nah, that sucks, cyber. Mm. So glad I don't have to deal with alligators. or poisonous snakes. Like I'm not afraid of snakes, but I'm not going to mess with a poisonous snake. Rattlesnakes in Texas, people are like, oh, I hear the rattle, and they go chase it. No, man, I'm on the other side. You do you. I'm going to sit here and not get bit by some poison shit. Like being from Maine, Chamberlain's role in like, especially Bowdoin. Like I used to go to Bowdoin. Go to Bowdoin. Bowdoin is his hometown. It's where it's also where Bowdoin College is. It's like where his house is, where he taught. So it's like there's the Bowdoin museums in his old house. Like it's like I've seen the site once, and I want to go back so bad. Like that. Like I love that stuff. I just love it. Any spooky stories from Maine or Pennsylvania? Because all right, when I first got to Pennsylvania, I was looking for a second job, and I found I like odd things. I just like odd things. So I got a job as a ghost tour guide in Gettysburg, like not on the Gettysburg field, but just around it. And like Gettysburg, if you didn't know, like paranormal wise, is the most haunted place in I think the United States. And I worked there for about like 3 weeks or whatever, and then I like my actual job, army job, started going. So like you take these people on a tours and you tell them always took them the same three spots. Satch's Bridge, which is beautiful during the daytime, and it's not that creepy, but there's a lot of creepy stories behind it. Suicide Bridge, which is Eisenhower Bridge, that place is creepy. I like it's creepy, like it's really creepy. And then it's behind the Gettysburg High School or elementary school. It's the school owns it, but it's a part of the battlefield, and it's the only part of the battlefield you can be on at night. And like we used to take tours out there, and like the Suicide Bridge or Eisenhower Bridge and the battlefield, like those are probably the creepiest places ever. A lot of different things. Like I believe in ghosts, but I'm also like I always look for reasoning, like other reasoning. Why did this happen, or why did this noise happen? Hey, finders keepers. Excuse me, my wife is texting me. Suicide, like I can't even describe Suicide Bridge. It's just creepy. Like it used to be a working bridge, and then they shut it down to just a footpath. And it's there's a lot of activity there. Like I can't. You'd have to you'd have to see it for yourself. That's the thing about paranormal stuff. Like I can sit here and explain it to you, and you're like, yeah, and then like you'd have to experience for yourself, I guess. I love the woods. The woods never creep me out at all. Places in Maine creep me out, or certain places creep me out. But the woods, like I grew up in the woods. Like I used to go like hunting and camping all by myself and stuff like that. So the woods doesn't creep me out. Certain places creep me out. That you get that weird feeling, that creepy feeling, and you know something bad has happened there. I've never actually gone night digging. Not because I didn't want to, just because I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, lots of things. Suicide Forest. I've always wanted to go to Suicide Forest. Like once I heard about it, just to see like there's got to be a certain vibe there, like something like just something. So I got a funny story about rabbits. So like we're not my parents or my dad's not dad and I aren't originally from Maine. Um, and my dad's always out in the wood. He's always been a hunter. So we moved to Maine and we go camping. And my dad gives me this book about survival in the Maine woods and stuff like that, survival tactics. And in the book, like we both read it, it says something about bears have red eyes if you shine the light on. So I was probably about 13. No, I was probably younger than that. Anyway, we go to Jackman, Maine, which is way up north. And we go probably about 11 miles back into the woods at this campsite, and we set up camp and stuff. But like one of the things about the campsite is like there's this picnic table that like a bear like had literally clawed apart. Like you'd see the claws trying to get food in the crack or whatever. So that's the first thing we see. My dad sets up a campfire, and all of a sudden we hear like rustling in the woods. And I had just read this book. Like we both had just read this book. So he's like, okay, whatever. So he shines the light, and we see red eyes. Like oh man. So we're both thinking bear. Oh my god, oh my god. So he's like, get in the truck, and he had his gun on him. So he gets his gun and he shines the light, and you can see like his hand shaking, the gun shaking, and so it felt like a good 5 minutes. Anyway, this rabbit comes hopping out, and it wasn't a bear, it was a rabbit. So like he kind of laughed about it. It's like just one of those things. Like I don't know. A metal eyeball? That's awesome. That would be cool. That's creepy, but that'd be so fun to find. Like just a picture that you're digging a hole and all of a sudden like you see an eye. Oh my god. That's awesome. Now the road soda. See, I'm trying to think of other places that I've either lived or been. Canada, I've been through Canada. Quebec City, that was a good time. Mexico, Nogales, Tijuana, and this is all before the border closed. So this is when I was in the Marine Corps or lived in Arizona. Arizona, if you don't know, is like northern Mexico or Tucson, like it's right on the border. All good times. Hey, Jason Sherry. I hope I said that right. Yeah, no, Tucson. Like I said, if you're going to visit Tucson, it's a good time. Um, even like I would go there and it would be like it'd be a party. Like it was just when I was younger, when I was like 21, 22, 23. But like even the area around it, they have Seven Falls, which is Sabino Canyon, which is an amazing place to hike. It just is. A mountain, which is a little mountain, and it's still fun to get up there. And but yeah. Oh, thank you for thanking me for my service. Um, yeah, it's fun. Like Arizona's fun. Arizona was really fun. If you're single, it's also a good time. The U of A is down there, and oh man, a blast, a blast. Um, see, California. In California, I was stationed in Camp Pendleton, but I used to go to Oceanside. Oceanside's right out of California or San Diego or Camp Pendleton. Used to go to San Diego all the time. Coronado Island's amazing. A little bit, yeah. I'm talking and trying to watch chat at the same time. Finders keepers. Those Cowboys. Uh, Armed guards. I've never seen a beach with armed guards. Oh, thanks. Thank you. Thank you for thanking me for my service. It's so weird. Like, it's not weird to be thanked. Like, I don't know. Like, people come up and thank me, and it's just like, I'm not uncomfortable with it. It's just like I've been in for so long. I don't know. And of course, I'm thankful that people do it. It's just like it's still weird to me. It's still weird. What do you mean by copper rounds? Like, are we talking about metal detecting or like or that? That'd be awesome. That'd be if finders keepers. That'd be awesome if you sent that out. I mean, I don't like it, and it all depends on the cost. Like, I don't want to put you out. So, I mean, if you want to do that, that's cool. I'll give you my address, but it's cool either way. I mean, I'm getting a new metal detector soon, so finders keepers. Where do you live, or what do you live nearby? See, I know about shooting, and I used to know about rounds and bullets, but like like the military only shoots 5.56 NATO round or a 9 millimeter NATO round. So like I know how to shoot those, and I know about 306 and 308 or 30-06 and 308, just from like hunting in Maine and stuff like that. But like all the new rounds and ammo, I'm about 10 years behind on that stuff. Yeah, yeah, finders keepers. I could meet you halfway. What's halfway? Hey, water boy. You have a good night, Lost Things. Oh, copper billiard. Sorry. Um, I've never had to deal with it at all. Like I've been metal detecting for about 10 years, but like that's off and on, and only in Maine. It is what it is. I could definitely do that. I could definitely do that. I've never been to Santa Cruz. I've been to Santa Monica, which I don't even remember California that well that much anymore. It's been I left in 05. Well, I would about the copper rounds. I just heard about it was a conversation that I wasn't a part of, but they were talking about copper rounds, copper jet. It was a weird conversation. Like I just had like it was just a part of it. So it's copper bullion. Like, can you explain that? So like I don't know what you're talking about. All right, I got a question for the coin guys or people who find coins. Once you find coins, Like, how do you find out if it's like worth something, or like if it's worth something? How do you sell it? So it's like so it's like if I were to find scrap copper, it's the same thing. Like I could sell it like copper, or sell it like scrap metal. This is another thing about relics. If I like, half of me is like, oh, I want to keep this. There's historical value to it. And I'm not talking about stuff on the Kennedy estate because that pretty much all goes to the property owner. But like the other half of me is like, man, I could sell this and see how much money I can get for it. Hey, William Baker, I am keep digging every day I can. Yeah, so pretty much all the stuff I that's not relicy or is just scrap. I'm like I've never actually like sold scrap copper or scrap metal, so I like that's one of the first things I want to do is like get all the junk that I find and sell it. I don't care if I make a whole bunch of money off of it, but whatever. I'm so like I love finding relics, but I want to find a coin, like just one coin that's over like not like maybe early 1900s, maybe like maybe. I will research if I find a coin that I think is worth something. I'll research. The oldest coin I probably found, and it wasn't even metal detecting. It was I was actually at work at BIW Bath Iron Works. Is a coin from 1935 or 1939. It was a nickel, and like it was by the trash, and I was like, oh man, I found a nickel, and like I was surprised. Like it was why it was on a ship, like a pre-made ship or not even fully made ship at BIW near our trash can. Yeah, I know there's websites. I just figured I'd ask you guys because like I trust people on YouTube than Google or internet. I don't know why. Facebook. I trust people on Facebook too. I don't know. Like there's a website y'all probably know about. ID me or I whatever it is. Like I'll ask questions. I know they don't know the answers, and I'll probably get a sarcastic answer. I still ask the question. I have a soldier. I have two soldiers that are from Puerto Rico, so I'll have to ask them what if they found any coins or whatever while they're living in Puerto Rico. Love the fail videos. Like always, I always watch the fail videos. It's hilarious. Jason, the coolest thing I found is probably the silver tankard. It was either pewtered or silver tankard, or silver, but it's like it just it was just cool. Like it wasn't in that great a shape. It was missing a bottom and it was missing the handle. But like I don't know, it was just cool. Tyler Childers. I've never listened to him. What's he talk or what? All right, man. See you, man. That's electrolysis. Like that's one of those DUI projects I want to get. I want to make a electrolysis like thing out of. I don't know. I've always wanted to do it. I haven't done it yet, and it like I always watch YouTube videos on it just to see if it like. I mean, I know it'll work, but like I just want to do it myself. Thank you, Nugget Shooter Journals. I would love to find like I guess while I'm in Pennsylvania, like anything from Civil War, but like a round, a three ringer, um, breastplate, buckle, any of that really. A coin. I'd love to find a coin. I swing rebel. I swing uh, a bounty hunter Trekker 4. Like I'm looking to upgrade. I will upgrade. I don't have the money right now. Um, I go on leave or vacation on the 18th. So anytime between the 18th and the end of February. I do. I find a lot of. I love my bounty hunter. It's just I'm looking for more coins. Like I want to find coins, well, relics and coins, but I want to find a machine that's better suited to coins, because the especially around the barn on the estate, like there is so much stuff there. There is so much stuff, and it doesn't matter how much discrimination you put on the bounty hunter, how much it like. There's a lot of stuff there. I like, and also like I don't know. I want to have two detectors to compare it to, because like I said, I love my bounty hunter, but like I've only had like extremely low end metal detectors, not like the bounty hunters like in between, but I've only had like Harbor Freight metal detectors. So like I want something to compare it to, I guess. How do you like the pine? Because I see like on eBay and like I see a lot of Pioneer like bounty hunters for sale, like used. So like to me, that's either like they either bounty hunter either made a mass quantity of them, or they're not very like they're not, you know, the they don't like, people don't like the product that they produce. So I look at them and I wonder. Equinox. Like I like the Equinox, but that's way above my price range. AT, like my ideal machine is the AT Pro, because I want a machine that I can submerge. Like when I go on creeks and rivers and stuff. Like my bounty hunter, I can detect in the creek only so far, and it like I want one that I can submerge. I can dunk underwater and not worry about it. Yeah, like on the regular 8-inch coil or seven, the standard coil for the bounty hunter, like it has decent depth, at least a foot, depending on the soil. And I can get stuff. I've gotten stuff up to a foot, but like it's just like it doesn't have like, I don't know. I need something to compare it to, I guess. So who's here is from Pennsylvania? I know Finders Keepers is. Yeah, anybody that wants to come up and help me with the estate, I could use the help. You guys are talking about stuff I have no idea. Like I just my machine's so basic. It's so basic. Yeah, without a doubt, bounty hunters work, and that like what I like about them is they're like, even though they're basic, it's still a good machine. Like $70 gets you a used one, if that. $50 gets you a used one that works. $100 gets you a nice one, or I don't know. I don't know. I didn't. My wife bought mine for I think Christmas or whatever, and it's an amazing machine. I've had it for like 2 or 3 years. I tell you, when I got the 10-inch disc, and it didn't work. I was so mad. I had to calm down. I when I get extremely mad, it doesn't happen much anymore. But I throw things. So oh man, it was about to get thrown. It was about to get thrown. But it works now. It works. I'll have to go check that out. You guys know, not metal detecting spots, I love history. I love especially the history that's not recorded or not well documented. Like for instance, PA or near Chambersburg had a World War II POW camp that they used during World War II. I love that stuff, and it's not very well documented. Like I found out about it at a gun auction, which is weird. But I love that stuff. So if you know any place about in PA or close to Chambersburg that has weird history, tell me about it. I'll definitely go there, record it or not record it, and go check it out myself. Hey, brothers detectors. Hola, amigos. I will. I'll check out a military atlas of the Civil War. Italian. I got my Spanish and Italian mixed up. It's like I was with a Puerto Rican soldier. I was trying to show him um, Portuguese, and he's like, I have no idea what that says at all. That's like French and Spanish and something else mixed up. I have no idea. And I was like, hey, crusty clad. Yeah, it's actually warmer. I'm used to colder climate, without a doubt, a colder climate. Like PA, it's funny because we'll get a snowstorm here, and it's like 4 inches. We're supposed to get a 4 inch snowstorm actually today and tomorrow, and it's apocalyptic weather. And I just I'm from Maine, and it's just last Christmas we got 24 inches, or the Christmas, not this Christmas that we just had, but the one before that we had 24 inches. Good night, finders keepers. You have a good night. Thank you. I'll definitely go research that without a doubt. I love research. I love I research at work. Like, 'cause, where I work, I'm a military police on Letterkenny here, and that the job doesn't take that much long. There's nothing happening on Letterkenny, so I'll go on the internet and I'll look at stuff. That's what I do. That's Texas. Texas was weird. I was there in '07 through 2010, and it snowed twice, always around Easter, and it was like 3 inches. The last time I was there was 3 inches, and it like it was a thick 3 inches. That's what she said. All right, Rebel Relic. Yeah, you want to shut down Texas? Half inch of snow. Done. Like people on the sides of the road, like pulling off. And you're like, my wife just drives by them and like, what's going on? Nugget Shooterette. How you doing? I gotta say, like, there's certain things I love about snow, but the older I get, the more I hate it. I absolutely hate snow. Like, it's like I just don't like it anymore. I used to love it. I used to go out, build snow forts, do like whatever, shovel all day long, and then I got old and it hurts my back. And, like waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning to shovel snow isn't fun anymore. Like legit, like I. It sounds like I'm kidding when I say snow, like an inch of snow, half inch of snow shuts down Texas. It does. It really does. Like it just completely shut down apocalypse. Like they don't know what to do with it. I know. Well, I heard it was supposed to be rainy tomorrow. Either way, I'm getting out there. I don't care if I get like I'll start building snow forts out there while I'm digging. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like it's like I don't know. People in Pennsylvania like they start to freak out. They see snow. Like 1 inch they can handle. Like 4 inches they lose their minds. No, the ground's not frozen today. Like the ground wasn't frozen at all. Like it was actually like it may have been cold. Like the only thing that was cold was my hands, but that's because they kept getting wet from digging and stuff. But like the ground, not frozen at all. It was a good 35, 38 degrees. But yeah, the weather was pretty decent. It was pretty good. And I was only out there for a short while, so like, but yeah, my gloves got my biggest complaint is like digging or for metal detecting. My gloves always get soaking wet. So like, I have 3 or 4 pairs, and then once I'm done with those 3 or 4 pairs, like I'm done. I'm done digging because my hands get too cold. Maine, an inch is an inch. Like they don't shut anything down at all. Depending on the town, like Waterville, since it's doesn't pay the plow drivers that much, so there's not a lot of them. So what will happen is they throw like the snow will come and they'll just throw some dirt down. They don't even plow; they throw some dirt down and call it a day until the storm ends, and then they'll send the plows out. So like main roads, like not I wouldn't say the major roads, but like the side roads turn into snowmobile trails or ATV trails. I didn't have to when I was in. I didn't have kids when I was in Texas, so like we didn't have to worry about kids going to school or whatever. How long? I was in the Marine Corps for 4 years. I got out for a year and a half. I During that year and a half, I went to college, Thomas College. I met my wife, or my future wife. And I was like, I got out of the Marine Corps and I was like, I'm done. I'm done with the military. I don't want to do this anymore. And then after a year and a half, I was like, I can't stand civilians. It was just my mindset at the time. Like, I was so, I don't know. Um, and my wife's like, do you want to get married? And I was like, yeah, sure, eventually. And then it just all kind of fell. I joined the Army. Um, I got married and joined the Army. And then 17 years. Like, I've been in the military a total of 17 years. Night, Cyber. So yeah, so military. I've been in the Marine Corps and in the Army. I've been in the National Guard. I've been in the reserves, which I'm in now. Um, so active duty service, I have a total of 12 years, I think. About I've been deployed. Like my first 12 years in the military, I was in the infantry. I was a grunt. I loved it, and then I needed to get out. I was done. I deployed 3 times. I had 3 combat deployments to Iraq, twice to Iraq, and once to Afghanistan. As a military police, I've been to Germany for 30 days, and that was a blast. That was amazing. The best time in the military I've ever had. I worked a lot, but it was amazing. Like, it was good times. Um, I've been here for since June, so I'll be here for a year. So I'll leave when I'm in June. All right, Krusty Glad, see you. Huntress, Kimmy, and Copper, or Claude Hopper. I'm sorry. Yeah, let me know. You got my number. Like I said, I'm going on vacation on the 18th, and I'll be here. Like, I'm going nowhere. It's kind of like a forced vacation, but I'll accept it. Yeah, in Germany, I was at Ansbach. Ansbach is the closest town. It was actually like Ansbach had a suicide bomber. I don't know if it was a suicide bomber, but 30 days before that, like, we left, and it was just weird. It was just a weird coincidence. Uh, it's like, people thank me. It's like, man, I get paid to do this. Like, thank you for thanking me. Yes, yes, you do have my email. See, where has the military? So the different jobs I've held in the military: infantry. In the infantry, I was on the ground, or I was a vehicle commander, where I was in charge of either a Bradley or a Striker. I was stationed at Fort Hood, which is in Texas, and then I was at Fort Wainwright in Alaska, which was absolutely miserable. Um, and that's a combination of, I don't know, I think it was 7 years. So I came off active duty, and good night, Nugget Shooter. And I changed my job to, or MOS, to be a allied trades, which is machinist or welder. And so I did that for 2 years, but I didn't really, like, I went to school, but I was a supervisor, so I didn't really get to touch the machines. And so I became an MP, and in my civilian job, I became a ship fitter, a welding apprentice, And now I like when I go back to Maine, I'll be a tinsmith at uh, Bath Ironworks, or go back to being a tinsmith at Bath Ironworks. Good night, Nugget Shooterette. What do you mean, no Florida? Florida? No. I've been there when I was extremely young. My parents from the Navy, and actually, it was I've had my parents divorced when I was like 3 years old. So my dad remarried to someone else that was in the Navy. So we lived there. I forgot how old. It was Jacksonville. Um, no, it was weird. In the National Guard, they do things, in the reserves, they send you different places. For welding, I went to Fort Dix in New Jersey, and for machinist, I went to someplace in Kansas. Man, it was like it legit was a building. It was like you had the machinist part, and then like it was a hotel for like the armed forces. Not a hotel, but like they call it a barracks, but it was hotel like. It was weird. I've never seen it in the military. Like normally there's a base and a post and there's guards and stuff like that. It wasn't like that at all. It was very interesting. It was different. For basic training, I just like I went into the Marine Corps and did the basic training there. Got out, went when I rejoined the military. I didn't have to go to basic training. I went into the National Guard for like 2 weeks. I didn't like it. I wanted something else, and I was getting married. So like I was like, okay, I'm going on active duty, and like I legit walked in the recruiter station, and it was during the surge into Iraq. So they needed people, they needed bodies, and so they were like, oh, you already went to basic, okay. So pretty much a month later, like I was sent to Fort Hood. And then a month after that, I was sent to Bakuba, Iraq, to my unit. And without like I had basic training in the army, but or in the Marine Corps, but it had been a year and a half since I had done anything infantry like at all. So like it was a learning curve. It was a learning experience. But yeah, no, it was something else. And really, there's a saying I've read it on the internet, so it has to be true. Like China and Russia and all are the people who oppose us or whoever can look online and see our doctrine, but they all say the same thing, that the U.S. military, the U.S. infantry doesn't use their own doctrine, so it's hard to defend against it, which is kind of true. So I hope tomorrow the ground's not frozen. I don't care if it snows. I don't care if it's freezing rain. I just don't want the ground to be frozen. I'm gonna have to do another Maine video. Like I'm running out of stuff to say about Maine. No, not really. I can talk about Maine all day long. Chambersburg, it's different. Like obviously the people are different, but like like it's not bad. It's not bad. I'll say that it's better than other places that I've been stationed. I didn't like California when I was there. I mean, it was fun to go out and party, but I'm not at the partying age anymore. Um, Texas, I didn't really like Texas. It was fun, like just go out and it's different. Uh, what Fort Wainwright just sucked. Like there's nothing like I can't say anything good about Alaska. Not because it's not a good place. It's just my experience there. I've had a good time in Chambersburg, man. Like I miss my family. I miss Maine so much. But like if I had to come do it over again, I definitely do it. Like Chambersburg is all right. Chambersburg is pretty good. Yeah, it's fun. I like metal detecting, going on different adventures. I like going to new places and having adventures, exploring new stuff. Like Maine, like I can find new stuff all the time, but like it feels like when I'm there, I'm stuck in Waterville or I'm stuck going to work all the time. Because I mean, I have kids and I have family and I have to take care of them. Here, I miss my kids and I miss my family, but I can go off on different adventures and everything is new. That's what I think I like about it. Everything is new and or is different. Like I meet new people every day. It's great. I go talk to people and it's I don't know, it's fun. It's fun to me. That's another place I've never gone yet. I've never gone to the Legion here. I always pass by it when I go to work, but it's pretty cool. It's a cool building. I like the building, and it's near. I forgot the college that's nearby. Yeah, in Chambersburg, I've been to the jail. The jail's pretty cool. The jail was fun to go take a tour around. So like, I don't really know Chambersburg that well. Like just to get around, I don't really know it. Like I know Letterkenny, I know the Kennedy Estates, and I know how to get to Letterkenny. That's pretty much. I know how to get to the highway and leave. Um, but that's about it. Like on the map, when I look at the map and do research on the map, I look for the river or the creek and see like I find my way by the creek. I don't look for the streets or anything. All right, I gotta go to sleep. Thank you all for watching. This is my first video or first live video. Yeah, I gotta go to sleep. Pretty tired. See y'all later. I know. I wish we had the same schedule. Like anytime after February 18th, I think it's through the like to the end of the month. Let me know. Let me know. Like I have that whole week off or whole 2 weeks off.